This is a message to the leaders of the country. Now, they just have the local government election and 29 point something people voted. So 70% of Jamaicans have not voted. Myself have not voted because of religious reason. However, among the 70% of people who Anchor come in touch with, who Anchor talk with on a daily basis, the taxi man, the bus man, the customers, Chinaman, Indian, church people, I have speak with a lot of persons who said to me, Anchor, can you talk about this? And therefore, various persons would tell me various things to share or to tell the leaders of the country. Now, there are things for the JLP party and there are things for the PMP party, which is the opposition. Now, what are people really saying? Why are people staying away from voting, the majority? Well, they are saying that they believe for the past 25 years that these two political parties is just about the same. They care little bit about the regular man on the street. In other words, they care little bit about the poorer set of people. Now, what they are saying is that the government need to look at the needs of the people. The government need to look at the needs of the regular man on the street. But how can the government help the regular man? Well, as I was told, our people have observed that what has been happening now is that the government is trying to fix the economy. And because they're trying to fix it, they are ignoring the regular stuff on the ground. In other words, let me use an illustration. It's like you're a contractor. It's like the government is a contractor and they are rebuilding an apartment. But they are spending too much time, too much money fixing the roof, the windows, and the door, while they are ignoring the tile, the flowers garden, the plumbing system. While they are fixing the roof and the windows, they are trampling on the PVC pipe ground, mashing them up. In other words, they are fixing one thing and they are damaging another. The people, what the people are saying, they are not feeling that effect. They are not feeling that attention. It's like they are in stagnant water. A water that is stagnant and not moving and not rotating will eventually become stinky. Not true. Well, the people are saying that they are not seeing the free flow of money. They are not seeing anything. Like things is just stagnant and not moving. What can the government do to help the regular people? How can the government pay attention to the people? After all, the people are the most important thing. Without the people, nothing cannot move forward. Nothing can be done. So you have to focus on the people. What is the people needs? What do they want to function? Because people is what make companies. People is who elect governments. So people is the most important thing. Now, how can the government help? Well, can you remove income tax? Can you fix up the income tax? Right now, there is 1.5 million. Those who work 1.5 million per year, doesn't pay taxes. It doesn't pay tax. If you are working over 1.5 million, you're gonna have to pay income tax. Now, experts believe that threshold should be widened. The opposition leader said it should double, it should move up to $3 million. In other words, people who's making $3 million per year should not pay income tax. That's a good move. But experts are saying it should be 2.2 million per year or 2.5 million per year should not pay income tax. What do you think? Well, word on the street is that the government is planning to eradicate income tax altogether. In other words, what you work for is what you get. You see your pay when you get it. But right now, if you're making over 1.5 million per year, when you get your pay, you're gonna see like an area marked income tax that is taken out of every worker's money. And that has been going on for years. Can the income tax be eradicated, cut out altogether, so that the regular man would have more money in their pocket to spend? When money is spent, system flow, money circulated, everybody benefit. Or if you can't eradicate income tax, can you widen the threshold? Make it if you're making under 2.5 million, you doesn't pay income tax. Or if you're working 3 millions, you doesn't pay income tax. But something has to be done. The people need to see something rotate. Right now, hand to mouth is very difficult. For a regular man, working hand to mouth is very difficult. Money dry up, everything does depend on stall. Andrew Holness, you have the power to come down to the people and make some drastic change. You have to make some drastic change to benefit the people, because the people has the key. If the people decided that the country locked down tomorrow, the country will lock down tomorrow. If the people decided to lock it down. If the people decide not to buy from a specific company, that company shut down. So people are the most important thing. You understand? Let's talk about minimum wage now. Minimum wage is at 13,000 per week. That is minimum wage in Jamaica. 13,000 per week. So if you are working, that's the least pay a man can get. 13,000 per week. Now, can that be widened? What do you think? Can minimum wages goes up to 15,000 per week? Can that be done? Of course it can be done, because the aim now is to help people, is to make people have a lot more leverage to spend money, to have money in their pocket, because light bill gone up, water gone up, food stuff gone up. Therefore, you have to now raise minimum wage. It's 13,000 now. You have to go now to 15 or 16,000. I'm not going to say you must go all the way up, but take your time. 15,000. Now, when I say 15,000, I know that there are other people who are going to say it should be more. I know that there are other companies in Jamaica that are going to say, Anchor, we are talking about 15,000 per week. So companies, boss, so to speak, employer, will have a problem with the government raising the minimum wages. They're going to have a problem with it. But guess what? Let them have a problem with it. Those companies, let them have a problem with it. as I said, it's easier for you to please the people than pleases big companies or some organization. You have to please the people, because the people is what make big organization, big company function. Because Digicel, our Lime, JPS, Water Commission, if the people decided not to support them lock down. Can you raise minimum wages? Remove it from 13 to 15 at least. To 15 at least. Because if money is not circulating, the country will never move. People will go into poverty. You understand? So you have to make sure that the people is what matter most at this time. So Andrew Holness, I know that you are trying to fix a big hole at the top, but you are working too hard to patch that hole at the top. You have to pass that, come back down to the people and say, how can I assist the people? And I'm sure by you up and down in your campaigning, you'll hear people talking about better road, water, and other stuff. Right now, I don't even believe that you should pay attention to better road or to water. Your aim is to make sure that the people can eat. The people can go to bed with a meal. Poor people have money in their pocket that they can buy stuff. So your aim now is to, how can I make money circulate within the communities? That's the main important key. Because if me hungry and me see road a bill, that not help me. Because the road is for those who drive. If I don't have a vehicle, what happened there? You have to make sure that you are balancing the pot. Right now, the pot is not balanced. And one more thing, I am saying to you what people say to me on a regular basis. Horace Chang, or Dr. Chang, you want to call him, he should not spend one more month as security minister. He cannot spend one more month in that category, because in not doing a good job, he is old, he's out of touch with what's taking place. You have to find a better security minister. You have to find a better one. A matter of fact, what people are saying, the two party don't have a security minister. Because on your side is Horace Chang, and on the PNP side is Peter Bunting. Peter Bunting, they say, have tried, tested, and failed. So both parties do not have a security minister, a proper one who are in touch with that taking place these days. Because these badness, these criminals, they are outsmarting those old folks. You have to make sure that you have the right man for your job. And I think you need to reshuffle one or two people in your cabinet. And Horace Chang is the first that needs to go. Now they are saying that your party have a few old people in it. A few old people that is out of touch with the regular people. Those MP, they are out of touch with the regular people on the ground. They doesn't support funeral arrangement. They doesn't support a setup. They doesn't go to a sport function. So they are not where the people is. And a matter of fact, they are saying the two party, the MP in the two party, the MP them, those big shots in the two party, they are up here and the people are down here. It's like they are out of touch with the people down here. You understand? Even the councillor, local government election, even the councillor, a lot of persons say that they don't know their councillor. Living in an area for 10 years and you don't know your councillor, it means that it's only election time people comes around. And that's why majority of Jamaicans doesn't go out to express their right in voting. They say it over and over. They doesn't go out there because they don't know what they're voting for and they don't know their councillor. These things have to cut out. And Andrew Holness, you have the power to start put things in place. Remember I told you, can you eradicate, can you cut out income tax altogether? So when a man work and getting pay, income tax doesn't take out of it. They have that money to spend as how they want it. If you can't eradicate income tax altogether, then you have to widen the threshold to 3 million or to 2.5 million or to 2.2 million. But it cannot stay at 1.5 million. You understand? You have to now widen that threshold, because when a person get their pay and they have to and you take out income tax out of that money, that person have less money to spend. I remember one day my wife was working for this company, and one day me look at her pay slip, and like she was making certain amount of money. And when I said, but wait, the amount of something come out, NIS, education, tax and so forth, those are okay. But when I saw income tax, I realized that, my God, that's a lot. Can you eradicate income tax altogether? Try it for 2 years. Try it for 2 years. Can you widen the income tax to 2.2, 2.5 or to 3 million, as Mark is saying, so that regular middle age people, when they get their pay, they see what them work for, they have more money to spend. You understand? Because right now income tax, a government get income tax, right? So workers work, government get a portion out of what people work. But people are not really seeing where their money are spent. Water. Even people in St. Elizabeth. St. Elizabeth is the breadbasket of Jamaica. And majority of houses in St. Elizabeth don't have running water. A matter of fact, where I used to live, in Ballas Valley, Treyal, those areas, no pipe, no inner, no house. You understand? They put pipe, when they are building construction, they put in their pipe in there. And the only time water run through those pipes is with a black tank on top of the roof. No water no run, no pipe no run in that area. So people can even come on. And that is St. Elizabeth, the breadbasket. And there's a lot more parishes that doesn't have running water. Andrew Holness, what can you fix? As I said to you, stop paying attention to fix up nothing up at top this up. Come back down to the people. The people in that last local government election, you realize that people comes out and are voting, but they're saying that they're not seeing no changes. The only way you can make changes is to pump back money into each person community, each person pocket. You have to make poor people see their money and have access to money. And that is raise minimum wages from 13,000 to 15,000. You have to raise that. Don't pay attention to what big companies are saying, because them have problem with it, Don't pay attention to that. You please the people. If you please the people, you can never do no wrong. And that is where you are going wrong right now. You are trying to please the bigger members of societies and organizations. You are trying to please them. Them man you can't please. If you don't please the people, you're not going nowhere. The people have the power. The people have the key. What can you do, Andrew Holness, for the people? It's time for you now to come down to the people and do something for the people. Don't tell me about no road. Don't tell them about no water. Focus firstly on the people. How can I get money into the people pocket to spend? Because everything I raise up and people don't have the money to buy certain things. So they need power. How to give them that key, that power, that more money in their pocket? Raise the income threshold, income tax. Cut out it 3 million or 2.5 million. If you're making that a year, you doesn't pay income tax. That means millions of people will now have more money in their pocket and them can now spend it right through the area. They can buy more rice, more flour. They can buy more liquor dance. They can do more things with the money that they have in their pocket. But if there's no money in their pocket, they can't spend it. So remember, widen the income tax threshold. Remove it from 1.5 million to either 3 million or to 2.5 million. Let it benefit the people. Or cut it out altogether. Try it for a year or two. See what happens. Remember, the minimum wages is for the poorer class of people. Raise it to 15,000. Remember, majority of people in Jamaica are poor people. If you please the poor, you can never do no wrong. And that's what Portia Simpson Miller was doing. They were pleasing the people and she could never do no wrong. Now you comes on the scene and you promise Jamaica that you're going to raise income tax threshold to 1.5 million. That if you're making under that, you don't pay income tax and Jamaicans go out and vote for you because that is a benefit for them. Now you have to do more. That was 7 years ago. You don't have to raise it from 1.5 million per year to 2.2 million, to 2.5 million, or to $3 million. If you are making that per year, you doesn't pay taxes. Try to please poor people. Try to please the regular man. If you please the people, you can never go wrong. Me want you ready. If you take side with the people, nobody can trouble you. They'll defend you to death. So you have to try to please the people. Not try please no big shot. Hotels and this and that and finance this and no. Please the people. And Nigel Clark, go back in your office, work out certain things. But you need now to come back down to the people. You see this is a note that I take from people. And we don't even start touch their complaint now. The complaint that they have with the PNP is not much because they're not in power. So there's nothing for them to have problem about. They are not in power. The PNP not ruling so that they doesn't have much problem to cope with. The JLP are rule, so they'll have all their problem them. You understand? As you say, if you don't play football, you can't get injured. So JLP play football now, so they're the one that gonna get them broke foot, broke hand. So they're the one that getting the blame right now. The PNP is the spectators, so to speak. But what are the people saying about the PNP? I tell you something. There's more PNP in Jamaica than JLP. There's more PNP in Jamaica than JLP. And if every PNP in Jamaica go out and vote, JLP no win no election none at all. Because there's more PNP than JLP. Now, why aren't the PNP coming out to vote? What is their problem? Well, some of the people tell me say it's because PNP doesn't have one head. He said at every occasion since PJ Patterson, every occasion there are always two heads in the PNP. You have Portia, you have Peter Philip. You have Peter Philip, you have Bunting. They're always fighting for position. You have Mark, you have Lisa fighting for position. Now you have Mark Golding, and right behind Mark Golding is Damien Crawford. So it's always have two heads a try rise in the party. In other words, they are saying that they can't come to terms with one leader and one leader only. There's always somebody in the background. I say, if you lose, me I run against you. So there's always that dopey in the closet in the PNP. They need to choose one leader and one leader only. And but interestingly, when I talk to people or people that talk to me, you know that a lot of people doesn't go out and vote because they don't really like Mark Golding. 3 names keep coming up who they like in the PNP party, who they want to be leader. 3 names. I think one is Robinson. I remember what name, but Robinson. The next one is Lisa Hanna, and the number 1 name is Damian Crawford. Those 3 names is what people keep coming up and saying every day me I talk to them. Every conversation, yo, me da vote, you know, but me not vote for Mark, you know, no. Me da vote for Damian Crawford or for Lisa Hanna. You understand? Or for the guy they call Robinson. I think a Robinson name. Yeah. So they are saying, and you see and you know that Jamaicans have more PNP in it that doesn't come out and vote. And each time they don't come out and vote, the PNP always lose. But Jamaicans, majority of Jamaicans are PNP. But they're not coming out to vote because they have a leadership problem. Leadership problem. They need to have one leader and one leader only. But even at this point here, you have Mark, you have Damian Crawford. I think them do a Dan Anderson poll a couple months ago, and Damian Crawford is what they are choosing to lead the party. You see, what happened now? Jamaicans are now going with young minds. Too much old mind, they say, that is in the party. They are out of touch with certain things. So they are trying to go with some young, fresh minds. But as I tell people all the while, they are JLP, they are PNP. You cannot trust puss with butter. Right now, the bar of butter is on the JLP part. So, because it over there, so, they are the one that going to be in problem with anything to do with dishonesty. The PNP name not going to call. You know why? Because the butter is not on their side. If you flip the switch over, maybe, and PNP win, them now going to have the bar of butter. Can those MP resist the butter? Because puss will want to taste the butter, because you cannot just puss with butter. Well, the butter is the money in Jamaica that available to the government. And there's sometimes the MPs or whoever, because they see that money, they probably are tempted to touch it. But I'm saying to the leaders of the country, the people ask Anchor to come here to express how they feel. And Johannes, how people feel, they are saying, when I means no word, they are not feeling no effect. Hand to mouth is hard. They need to see something circulating. You need to circulate it. How? Raise income tax to 15,000, raise minimum wage to 15,000, widen the income tax threshold to 2.2, 2.5 or $3 million. Make what a man work for, them see where them work for. Give people a break. Help the people. If you help the people would back you.